Welcome everybody, François Letarte, JDR D30, and this will be a video response to a video I saw, I think last week, a video from Jeremiah McCoy. On his channel he has a regular show, mostly a daily show about role-playing games and many other stuff. And he made out a video about what do we expect from a setting for role-playing games. And I found out that it was a very interesting video. He was saying what he would prefer in a setting and asked to give us our opinion. So I decided to make a video response for that. Okay, so what do I expect from a setting? Well, where is my sweet spot, in fact? I'm the kind of guy who is a little setting freak. I've mentioned it once in a while in many videos, meaning that I can't handle heavy settings. Okay, Lord of the Rings for me is too much. It's too much because I would want to master all the details that is there in that world, and yeah, it would be too much. It would be too heavy to handle, and it will break the game flow. I just can't help it. Okay, I just can't say, oh, screw that up, I do whatever I want with the setting. No, I need to know what happened. I need to know what is the basic of the setting, how it is. So that's why I prefer a setting that has less information, more the flavor of the setting. What do I need in fantasy especially? It will be, I will call it an empty frame, a solid empty frame, okay? I want the frame to be there. I like it when there's a map with some locations written on them and a small description of the locations themselves, but not much more. I want the starting point. You know, all the tinkering behind the setting, the more technical tinkering, what kind of politics is there in one word, okay? What kind of culture there is broadly. Okay, all the tinkering and the logic, I want it to be there. I feel as a game master, I need a setting more for interpretation. I feel more like an interpreter of a setting. So that's why I need that empty frame, so I will fill it with my own soul, with life, with the life of the player characters. So yeah, that's where is my sweet spot. Okay, a big, solid, empty frame. So if all the mechanic is there, but not all the details, that's where I'm comfortable. Some example of settings that has that effect on me. Well, one popular is the Elric setting. The Young Kingdoms from the Michael Moorcock novel series. That is a good empty frame. It has only a broad description of what is there, and you have enough flavor to know what to do about it, but you don't have the details on how many people is living in that city and the name of many folks that are there. And the story of the Young Kingdom is a broad one, okay? And when you read the novels, you know what to expect from that setting. So for me, that is a big empty frame. I think the word empty is a little harsh here. I don't find other words. Maybe you could suggest me one. But that's the way I see it. The frame is there, you have the flavor, and you fill it with whatever you want. And it won't shake that foundation. It won't shake the frame. The frame will still be there. Okay? Because on the other side, I'm not the kind of guy who will build the world from ground up, okay? The most I have created in my life for fantasy, you find it into the RPGS book, okay? It's the 3 or 4 pages. That's the most I have made in my life. Other than that, all my creations were based upon a frame, were based upon someone else's ID. And I'm comfortable with that, often in role-playing games, I'm inspired by something that is already there. Like Elric, I was reading the novels and I would say, oh yeah, I would like to have an adventure there. And that's why I came to run that game once in a while, and I feel fine into that, and I'm inspired because I'm in love with the basic fiction that comes with it. So building from ground up. I know that many game masters are priding themselves that they are creating their world and they're drawing their maps, and I can understand that, but that's not where I am. I like the map to be there. Okay. If it comes to for contemporary settings, it's for me it's a little easier to have more details since the actual world we live in. It's my daily life. It's easy for me to work out the details, so I can handle a little more details. It will be a frame with little more of something into it, and I can handle it quite easily. If I go to science fiction, for science fiction, I can handle a lot of details. Why? Because space is big. Okay, so in that condition, it's easy to create something out of nowhere into that setting that won't even shake the foundation of the frame, even if the frame is full of details, because space is big. That's why I can handle that kind of details. And I don't know why, but I'm more comfortable at choosing what kind of details I will take. So science fiction in my mind is, I can accept setting heavy into that. That's pretty much about it. About what do I expect from a setting. I can a solid frame with the basic information for me to go to build the pond. You've mentioned in your video, Jeremiah, about the humorous setting, and I think I have a word or two to say about that. I'm pretty much, I do pretty much agree with you. I'm not a fan of humorous setting unless the dose is correct. You mentioned Paranoia and Ghostbusters, which for me are fine humorous settings. One of my favorite in that kind is Men in Black. I'm a big fan of the Men in Black role-playing game. I'm a big fan of the setting itself. I like the movie a lot, and for me that's that it's because in the setting like that, the characters have a clear role to place, and they don't have to force the jokes. Okay, because the situations they will get into comedy will come out of it. It will come by itself. Okay, human protecting the earth from the secret that there are aliens on Earth. That situation, you will come with wacky situations that will make laugh everyone. So you don't have to force the jokes. The jokes will come by themselves. The situations will create comedy, and that's where the magic is. That's why sorry, Men in Black for me is a great setting for that, because you can let yourself loose without forcing anything, and you will have a good time. That's the kind of humorous setting. But there are role-playing games that are merely based on comedy, parody of something. And I want to mention a French game. Probably you don't know because it's really a French-based game, but it's called the Donjon de Nalbuck. First of all, what is the Donjon de Nalbuck? Donjon de Nalbuck is basically it's a series of graphic novels, humorous graphic novels for kids, and humorous comics, okay, for kids. And also it was the real origin of that was an audio. It was audio theater of some sort, okay, with the funny voices, and it is a parody of Dungeons and Dragons. You have the dumb barbarian, the annoying elf, you have the grumpy dwarf, all the cliches, all the boosted cliches of Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, it is very funny to hear. It's very funny to read. Especially if you have done role-playing games before, you can catch more jokes than someone who haven't played, and yeah, you will have a good time into that playing that setting. But believe it or not, there's a role-playing game. It's a fan-based one, but it's a highly popular role-playing game, and frankly, I just don't get it. I don't want to judge the people who are playing that, but I don't see myself playing into the Donjon Nelbug. It feels like, and yeah, that will be a judgment, a harsh judgment, but it feels like people who get into that game a lot, it's maybe because they just can't handle a normal immersive D&D game. Yeah, I know I will have lots of comments about that, but it feels like that. It's probably not. It's just a bad judgment from my part, but if you play Dungeons and Dragons well, or any other type of fantasy, and comedy would come by itself. The situations will make you laugh. Some situations, but being all the way into only comedy. For fantasy, I'd rather play Discworld. I think you mentioned it, Jeremiah. I have the role-playing game because, for the same reason you mentioned, I don't remember the exact word, but the characters has their place into that world and has their logic, and once again, just the way they are, it's funny. They don't have to force anything. Okay, that was my video response to Jeremiah McCoy. I invite you, I suggest to you that you get to see his video, you get to subscribe to his channel. I like that guy. I watch many of his videos, and he's good. He's good on the camera, and respond to his video and leave comments over there. And yeah, François Letarte, JDR D30, and up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.